Good morning and welcome to the Bowling University studio from the International Bowling Campus in Arlington, Texas. I'm John Karabatsis and I'll be your host for this edition of the Bowling University Tuesday Morning Profit Break. Thank you for joining us. The Tuesday Morning Profit Break is an opportunity for sharing insights on how to grow your revenue, reduce cost, enrich yourself, your team, and your business. Welcome to our new viewers and welcome back to those of you joining us again. Thank you for taking a few minutes out of your busy day. We have another great show ready to share with you today, so grab your coffee or your favorite morning beverage and let's get started improving your profitability. Today, our special guest is Mr. Jason Mitchell. Jason is an industry veteran of over 35 years who started as an hourly team member and worked his way up through the ranks up to corporate games executive position with some well-known FEC brands. Currently, Jason covers the southern portion of the United States for our BPA Smart Buy partner, Intercard. We're very excited to have Jason with us today as his extensive operational background combined with his working knowledge of card systems make him uniquely qualified on our topic today. This morning, Jason is going to provide his insight into how your game room card system can help you come out of the pandemic stronger than ever. Jason, 35 years? I don't know about that. You don't look old enough. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and spending some time with us today.
Well, thank you, John. I appreciate the invitation. I'm excited to be here. And I really think this is a great tool that BPA has provided its members to use to help them down the road.
Great. Thank you for participating in that, too. So let's jump right into it. One of the first things coming out of this pandemic, one of the biggest challenges and issues facing the proprietors is staffing.
Right.
Just can't get good staff and can't get enough staff. So how can a card system help them, or can a card system help them run their game room more efficiently?
Well, yeah, absolutely. We all know card systems increase the top line revenue. Some people don't pay too much attention to the bottom line revenue or bottom line increases as well. Getting a game card system and utilizing it properly is basically a no-brainer. The labor savings that you get from using a card system are pretty amazing. Obviously, if you're not using tokens or paper tickets or anything like that, there's no coin or ticket jams when you use a card system. There's no need to fill or dispose of paper tickets. So that allows you to free up some time, and you don't have to have an employee on the floor the entire time. You can just use them to focus on your customers, and that's what a card system is best for, allowing operators to spend a little bit more time focusing on the guest. You have improved redemption efficiency. The process of using a card system at redemption is much more efficient and streamlined than it is using paper tickets. You don't have to shred the tickets. Inventory itself, when you don't have a card system, can be daunting at best. I remember many times where it took a long time to count inventory. With card systems, it's very streamlined and it's very effective. Automated kiosks. Obviously, everyone knows that they don't call in sick on Saturday, so that's a nice benefit. I wouldn't consider, replacing a staff member with a card, a kiosk. However, the kiosk can be a great supplement to allow your guests to have a little bit more freedom to go directly to it, put that money on the card and streamlines the process. Now, other cost savings, other than just labor, kind of rely or play into the no tokens and paper tickets. Once you have those, you don't have to purchase those items. Once you have a card system, you don't have to purchase those items. Costly repairs on your coin mechs, ticket dispensers, ticket eaters. I know people that once they went to a card system, they took their ticket eaters out back and just burned them. They were so happy not to have them around.
They probably enjoyed that.
Exactly. Accurate and timely metrics when you use a card system allow you to dial in your payouts, your cost of goods sold in your redemption area, and it provides you with real-time sales and labor. This is invaluable because you're not looking at numbers week by week. You're now looking at numbers minute by minute, hour by hour, shift by shift. And those redemption payouts and the redemption cost of sales numbers, those are imperative. And everyone knows the real-time sales and labor really comes in handy if you have that at your fingertips to be able to act.
Great point. I especially love your comment on with the labor saving. It's not some, you can take your employees now and instead of them focusing on changing tickets or doing jams or things like that, now they can spend time with your guests. and make sure your guests have a great experience. And then also, I loved your comment about the current metrics. I mean, so often we're waiting a week, we're waiting a month, and by then it's too long. Right. System, if you're using it right, you understand what you're doing, you can get that information right away. So really great points. Thank you for that. All right. So moving on, it obviously is a great tool for saving and refocusing your employees and getting the right kind of metrics.
Right.
Now, with the lockdown ending in many places, people are really anxious to get back out, get out in the community. So we have a chance, it's another chance to make a first impression. Okay, so how can the card system help keep those guests coming? Once they come in, because they're anxious to get out, now how can we utilize a card system in the game to keep those guests coming back?
Well, thankfully, since probably the spring, most of the United States has been opening up a little bit better. People are getting back into the facilities. Some of the numbers I've seen are showing that some of our proprietors are actually running more now than they did back in 2019. And some of the changes they've made to address getting the customers back in are based around dynamic pricing models. I've always thought that using dynamic pricing models can definitely improve your facility. A lot of bowling proprietors, they've always offered peak and off-peak pricing, for example. Tuesday afternoon bowling prices versus Friday afternoon bowling or Friday night bowling prices are going to be two different things. Why not do the same thing with your arcade games as well? You can do that. The card systems allow you to change the prices based upon certain times of day, and it's like a set it and forget it type process. You don't have to change it all the time. Happy hours. A lot of people focus with happy hours on offering half price, or they will do something like maybe it's half price on certain days, or it's half price throughout the week during certain times of the week. What people don't realize is you can also do that with the redemption points as well. Why not have a double ticket Tuesday, or something that would allow the guest to get rewarded a little bit more? Time play is something that's been used for many years in the industry. One thing that has changed recently, however, is some facilities have taken the time or have thought to charge a little bit more for that time play card. Instead of allowing the customer to play the redemption games and not win those electronic tickets, they've actually turned that feature on and charged a little bit more. Now, the time is usually smaller. It's usually only a 30-minute card or an hour card or something like that, because you don't want to give away the farm. But it does give a little bit of a change and rewards the guest in another way. Obviously, memberships and loyalty programs have been a key for a very long time. When you can offer a half-price membership where you get double your value, or you could go with the tried and true, hey, I spend $100 and now I'm a gold member, and now I get 10% off my gameplay. There are many different memberships and loyalty programs that you can look at, but they don't necessarily get utilized as often as they should. Limited time offers are also something new that has really kind of popped up in the last, I'd say, 5 years or so. A lot of people think that if you offer a special every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you got Wacky Wednesday, Monday Night Madness, et cetera, then none of those days become special anymore over time. They might even draw some of your guests from your weekend hours, which might be what you want. But limited time offers are usually something that's offered for maybe 4 weeks, 6 weeks at a time. They do rotate, and you do have to stay on top of them a little bit more, but you promote them heavily. You bring the guest into the facility, you offer them some type of a special on the card system. Who knows, maybe it might be just for a certain period of time throughout the day. Each day during that particular LTO offer, you're going to match whatever the customer puts on that game card. Obviously, the match would be in a bonus value that's only good in the arcade. You don't want to negatively impact your cost of goods, especially if you're using that card throughout your facility. But that's something. Those are some different ideas that I've seen to be very successful over the last few years.
You know what? That's really interesting, the limited time offer, because you're taking a page right out of food and beverage, the restaurant.
Exactly.
And whether you run it for 3 weeks or 4 weeks or one day, can you expand on that a little bit more? Have you seen where proprietors might be using a limited time offer, but they're doing it through social media on a given day? like, hey, today only. If you got a Tuesday, there's nothing going on, the weather's beautiful, you're up north, you're not going to come in, whatever. Has that happened at all?
Absolutely. Pop-ups happen all the time.
Pop-ups, okay.
Yeah, I would suggest doing that as much as you can. Card systems are very fluid. You can make changes from your back office, in many cases from your home, at any moment. It allows you to be very nimble and to change those processes, market to new people, market to new things. I would highly recommend doing a lot of social media and rewarding your guests, especially if you have a list of customers that are already members, a part of your loyalty program. When you send out that social media post that says, hey, all members get $5 as soon as you walk in the door.
Okay.
That's something that's impactful and can bring those people in.
And is it relatively simple, given all the metrics that you have, to follow up and see whether that limited time offer or that pop-up was a success, and if you wanted to try it again?
Oh, absolutely, sure. Yeah, there's reports that are in most card systems that will allow you to pull that information. When you've given away, let's say you made some donations to a specific charity or whatnot, and you wanted to see the activity on those cards afterwards, absolutely, that is something that you can do.
Okay. Well, you know what? Obviously, there's a lot you can do on both ends of the spectrum with a card system, be it to improve your efficiency, get your team members in the right focus, dealing with your guests, because ultimately what you want to do is create a great experience so they'll come back.
Right.
But also in the back of the house, all the metrics that it can provide you. And I love the idea of the limited time. That's the first I've heard of that, so thank you for that. So today, in the short time we obviously just scratched the surface. Sure. There's so much that a card system can do. So where can our members go to get a better understanding or a more in-depth feel for their card system?
The first place I would go would be your current card system vendor. They have many different types of training programs, marketing tools that they can provide you that will allow you to learn a lot more and be able to utilize your card system to the betterment of your business. Also speak with your game distributors. People sometimes don't realize that those guys have a lot of years of knowledge and experience in the industry, and you want to leverage that whenever you can. They freely will help you, because if you do well, they're going to do well. So it makes sense to do something like that. If you get an opportunity, go to conferences, trade shows, education conferences for sure. The networking ability you get there, I mean, obviously there's an education there, but the networking that you receive with your peers during those times is invaluable. And if all else fails, I mean, bottom line, give me a call. I'll be more than happy to help in any way I can.
That's awesome. You know what, Jay, thank you for that. There's a lot of great information in there, and there's so many things that the proprietors can take and to try to dig in and find out more. So, and thanks for offering your help there. So,
certainly, thank you.
So thank you again, Jason. I'd like to remind all of you that if you would like more information or have team members that would benefit from understanding this topic, you can contact Jason directly or reach out to any one of us on the educational team. Okay, as we wrap up another edition of the Tuesday Morning Profit Break, remember that when your focus is on growing people, people will grow your business. We look forward to seeing you next week at 10:15 Eastern for another great episode of the Tuesday Morning Profit Break. If you have any questions about today's show or would like additional information, you can reach us anytime at education@bpaa.com. Also, you and your team can watch any of our previous episodes 24/7 by visiting bowlinguniversity.net. Until then, I'm John Karabatsis, and do for one what you wish you could do for everyone. See you next week.